How do you use paid advertising for music? Can you use it to get more streams, plays, and sales legitimately? How do you know who to send your ad to, and how do you design one properly? If you're an artist wanting to learn more about ads to boost sales of your music, then keep watching, because today I'm going to share 5 tips for using paid advertising so that you can make more money doing the thing that you love. Let's blast off and get started. JM in your universe. Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make electronic dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell, maybe giving this video a like. If not, wow, okay, I thought we were better than that. I can't believe you're doing this to me after everything I've been through. I mean, the video's barely started and I haven't done anything for you yet, but that's beside the point. Think about that. Alright, let's talk paid advertising for music. Honestly, I haven't wanted to make this video for a number of reasons, and I'm gonna start this video off with a word of caution. The main reason that I was really hesitant to make this video is because sometimes musicians just hear, ooh, I spend money I get on Billboard charts, and then nothing else, and then complain when Nielsen SoundScan disqualifies them and invalidates their sales because they did it wrong, which gets them banned on certain platforms, and then they're confused and upset. So please, if you're at the stage in your career where you're interested in doing ads to try and boost the sales or streams of your music, make sure you really do your research first, because this is one of those things that is absolutely worth your time to do correctly first so that you don't waste hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ads are tricky, and I know I'm kind of annoying right now and you're probably just like, hurry up and get into the video. But trust me, I've wasted a lot of money doing things incorrectly way back when I didn't know what I was doing. I don't want that to happen to you, so that's why I'm doing this video now. And enough of you have requested it at this point. One last thing before we get started. Like always, I'm gonna be honest and upfront with you. You will probably get this wrong a few times before you get it right. Because, like I said, ads are tricky and they change all the time. You're gonna need a lot of patience, a healthy budget with room for error, and to remember that this is not a one-way ticket to game the system, which we will talk more about in a bit, because ads can help improve your chances at charting if you do them correctly. So with all that being said, let's jump in. Number 1, know your terms. In order to understand ads, you're going to need to understand some terminology in order to navigate things. Advertising is like its own language, so here are some terms that you should know. A conversion is when a visitor to your website completes a certain goal, like joining your email list or buying your music. Your goal with ads is to get as many conversions as you can for the least amount of money. A pixel is a small bit of code that you can embed into a website to obtain certain bits of information, like what actions a user took on your website, so that you can properly deliver the right type of ad to them. A relevance score is the score your ad receives based on positive and negative feedback that the ad gets. Basically, if your score is high, you've targeted the right people. Impressions means the amount of times your ad was seen by users, not clicks. Retargeting, also sometimes called remarketing, is an advertising method where you send an additional ad to a very specific audience who didn't complete a conversion right away, and is most likely to complete that conversion after seeing your ad again. ROI stands for return on investment, which is the net ratio between the money you spent on ads and how much money you've gained after your audience completes a certain conversion. Most likely in this case, buying your music. Finally, ad copy is not a duplicate of your ad. It actually means the actual text in your ad that is specifically designed to get the reader's attention and get them to take a specific action, which leads me to my next tip. Number 2, get good at pattern interrupt. Great pattern interrupt is what separates a well-designed ad from a poorly designed ad. Pattern interrupt itself is defined as a behavioral psychology technique to change a particular thought, behavior, or situation. In the case of advertising, it's basically how you make your ad eye-catching so that a user easily notices your ad among all the constant flow of whatever social media they might be on. This is everything from the picture you use, to the emojis, to even your overall ad copy. Design and intent is everything when it comes to good pattern interrupt, because if your ad isn't eye-catching watching in some way, you'll lose potential sales and conversions, and ultimately more money out of your pocket because your ads are costing more. Ad design is kind of an art form itself, which is why people pay lots of money for other people to do it, but it's absolutely something you can do. So here's an example of something. First, you're gonna need to know your own brand and what exactly about your music you're marketing, not just buy my song, that does nothing, that tells me nothing about you. I'll talk more about who your ad is for so you can customize this in just a second. If I were to run an ad for one of my albums, The Space Between, here's how I would format my ad copy based on my marketing back then. Welcome to the future. Combining cybernetic lyrics and catchy dance pop music, indie electronic songwriter Jonathan Miller is waiting to transport you to another dimension. Get 2 free dystopian pop songs to add to your music library, and then I'd have the link. And that is actually an ad I ran at one point, and it did pretty well. The emojis and select capitalization helped the ad stand out and attract attention. The link was short so it didn't clog up the feed, and it was easy to find, and there was a very clear call to action. Now, I would probably edit this now as my branding's changed a little bit, but it gives you a really good idea as to how pattern interrupt works. And it worked because I knew who my ad was for. Number 3, understand your target audience. Before you run an ad, you have some work to do. This is the part where most musicians fall off and stop listening because they don't want to do the work involved for it. But if you don't want to waste your money, this isn't optional. All music is for someone. Every kind of music is someone's favorite type of music, even if you don't particularly like that genre of music. Somebody else does. I don't particularly love heavy metal music, but I recognize that it resonates with people and it has a market. The same goes for you and your music. Your music has an audience. Music solves the problem for other people. It provides escapism from everyday life. It helps us process emotions through life's ups and downs. I promise you, your music does have an audience. You just need to find them. If you need help with this and want to figure out how to define your sound, please check out my video on how to figure out your niche in music. There's a link in the description for you to watch because knowing your audience in this industry is everything. Your fans are the ones buying and streaming your music, buying your merchandise, joining your mailing list. Knowing your own similar artists, what your fans like, what they don't like, where they shop, what their fashion is, personality traits, age, gender, even political affiliation, all can help you to determine who your target audience is. And it's valuable information for your pixel, which I mentioned earlier, because all of those things help to determine what actions people take on a given website. Creating what's called a fan avatar will help you identify who your typical fan might be. A fan avatar is a made-up person, but it's your ideal fan. So for example, my fan avatar is somebody who's LGBTQ+, between the ages of 15 to 30, loves pop music, especially artists like Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, and Britney Spears, has an interest in things like K-pop, Japanese culture, loves Nintendo and gaming, especially things like Pokemon, and is probably an artist in this industry as well. And guess what's cool about all of that? Those things describe me too. Your fans are oftentimes an extension of yourself, which is why I always tell artists, the better you know yourself, the more you're gonna understand your target audience. All this knowledge also helps you with retargeting your fans who may have not completed that certain conversion on your website so that you can send this extra special custom audience an ad that might help you capture those last minute sales. Like, hey, your cart is still full reminders, but you can use your ad copy to make it super specific. Understanding your unique twist as an artist not only helps you stand out, but it also helps you understand your target audience and get your ads to the people who need to see it. Number 4, make it mobile friendly. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one because it's pretty straightforward, but I did want to call attention to it because it can oftentimes be overlooked. It's a fact of life now that we are all on our phones. Therefore, everything you do in this business needs to be mobile friendly. From the look of your ad copy, to the display link, the pictures you use, the user experience on your website, to checkout or mailing list signups, it all needs to be optimized for mobile. You might be designing your ads on a computer, but your clicks are gonna come most likely from mobile devices. If your entire experience from the first click on your ad all the way to checkout or your conversion is not mobile friendly, then you will lose sales. Your ad cost will be higher, your relevancy score will be lower, and you will have wasted your money. Remember, while ads do take practice to get used to, you probably will not get it right on your first time. You want your conversions to cost you less than 10 cents per conversion. That's the max, and that's like 10 sales per $1. You want it way less than that if you can, but that comes from mobile optimization, your ad copy, pattern interrupt, and knowing your target audience. So please remember this when you go to do these. And number 5, common mistakes and charting. Everyone always asks me if you can use ads to improve your chances at charting on things like Billboard, the ARIA charts, the UK charts. I'm very much aware that how to get on the Billboard charts is my most popular video on this channel. So here is my answer. Yes, you can. But also, no, you can't. Not the answer you were probably hoping for, right? Nielsen SoundScan, who is in charge of charting here in the US for Billboard, has ways of checking the validity of your sales and streams. So if you try to game the system by getting fake streams and fake sales, then you will be marked as ineligible. And sorry, you're not gonna see your name on the Billboard charts. If charting is a goal of yours, and I fully support it if it is, then you need to be careful how you go about ads. The key is to, as I've mentioned this entire video, know your audience and have them choose to buy your music or stream it through legitimate sources. If they're purchasing your music through your website, you need to make sure that your website or the app you're using for your website reports to Nielsen SoundScan. iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, every digital retailer all know if a user uses the same credit card or their IP address or delivery address to buy your music a million times. Don't do this. It's a waste of your time. You'll be disappointed that your cheats didn't work, and honestly, your integrity is tainted. When it comes out that you cheated, everybody's gonna know who you are, and your reputation in this industry is not going to be good, which will ultimately limit your opportunities in the long run. However, if your ad is successful because you've done everything right and you're getting legitimate sales and streams of your music, and you're getting new fans because of it, that is amazing. That's the ultimate goal. I applaud you. And yes, then it will help to increase your chances. And you could be charting higher. That is what you want. A couple last things that I want to mention real quickly today. Make sure the photo for your ad is high quality and not blurry, and it doesn't contain a lot of text. No text is best. I've also learned recently that carousel ads, which is multiple pictures, seem to be performing best right now, and or video ads are great as well. And for video ads, all of these same things apply. So make sure that any supplementary materials you use for your ad are high quality. And lastly, I learned this the hard way. Pre-write all of your ad copy in a text document to experiment with how they might look. Keep a couple options for yourself because Facebook ads and YouTube ads sometimes glitch out and they'll accidentally erase all of your work. So keep your options in a text document. And if you keep all of these things in mind, then the success of your next single might just be one advertisement away. So that is my video on paid advertising for music. Question of the video, have you ever used paid advertising for your music? What was your experience? Leave me a comment below letting me know. If you want to check out my video on content ideas for creators or how to find your niche in music so you can understand your target audience a little bit better, I've left some links in the description so you can do so. And if you like me and you like what I do, consider joining me on Patreon like Mike here and all these fantastic people to get all sorts of fun rewards, including access to my YouTube calendar to see what's coming to the channel. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later.
I am a machine.